Welcome to the Antonio Talks talk show. Oh, Linus, we've been waiting for hours for this guest, haven't we? And I started out infuriated. I went through the 5 stages of grief. So what's the 5 stages of grief? Does anyone know them? Hold on. It's
denial.
First denial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what else is it, Neil?
Then anger.
Anger.
Yeah.
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
No, that's the 5th one. Depression.
Yeah. Well, I think the 5th one is
No,
Neil.
so,
Can you go downstairs and
Denial,
find her?
anger, depression, sad. No. Denial. Some people think denial's a river in Egypt. Anyway. Well, I've got a special guest on the show. Yeah, I started off infuriated, but then being within 5 minutes of her presence, I feel calm and at ease now, so I'm quite happy. So yeah, I've got a special guest on the show today. This person's actually my cousin. Oh shit! This person is my cousin, and is quite renowned in the hair industry. But I'll let her introduce herself. I've got Carly on the show. Carly, we're Carly Passion for Hair. Carly, what do you Carly Flora? What do you want it to be? Carly.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on the show anyway, Tony, and thank you for waiting for me. I don't know how you guys do this London life and that tube, that train daily. Like, I take my hat off to you guys. Like, literally, I'm not cut out for that London life every day.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I don't even do the tube. Do you do the tube, Neil?
No, I wouldn't possibly.
Why?
No, I get a chauffeur to work every day.
There's another
spoke
thing.
about this
Another
last
thing
week.
you don't do is your hair.
Listen, right? Because if I get a haircut, right,
Anyway,
I'm gonna get a
we'll talk
haircut.
about you. It's not about
We
you,
can
Neil.
talk about your hair.
It's
We can
about
talk
Carly at the moment. So,
get
Carly,
back to
what
my
I'd
hair.
love to do is it'd be great if you could just tell the world who you are, your story, where have you come from, what led you to this moment right now? Yeah.
Okay, well, I've been in the hair industry for 18 years. I always knew I wanted to be in the hair industry. Ever since a young girl, like I used
Speaking
to go
to the microphone.
Can you hear me? Going with Nan to the hairdressers every Saturday, and saying when I grew up I was gonna do her hair for her, which I did. And but I always had like a business mind towards it as well. Like, I used to cut the girls' hair in school for a £5. And like
In school?
Yeah, in school. And,
How did that go down?
Well, I don't think they got
With the school scissors as well, or actual hairdresser scissors?
Yeah, probably.
rounded
Yeah,
edge
the little,
Yeah.
the little red
Safety scissors.
ones. Yeah, all sorts. Probably got myself into trouble a few times. But yeah, no. From that, went into college and did my MVQ, and then I didn't realise the amount of avenues that there were in the hair industry when I first studied hairdressing. Even just going into managing, helping run salons, and then taking more education side.
Yeah.
Now working as a consultant and an influencer in salons, and now trichology as well. So there's so many different avenues that when I thought I wanted to be the most creative hairdresser,
Yeah.
like many years ago, to where it's brought me today.
And it's taken you pretty much all over the world, hasn't it? Being a hairdresser. It's interesting because you don't actually think in that industry. You look at the industry and you're like, oh, people just be working in a salon. But actually, when you get really into it and you're in those circles and whatnot, there's a lot actually going on in the industry that you wouldn't know unless you're in it, right? So like you do shows, you do like trichology. Neil didn't think of trichology was a real word.
I mean, what is trichology?
So trichology is the science of the hair and the scalp.
Okay.
And it's really important for hairstylists to really understand this side of things because we're working with chemicals, and, understanding different concerns of the hair and scalp as well, because we're the closest people to the hair and scalp.
People who are allergic or people who have issues.
Yeah, like people with hair loss.
Right.
Over...
Which is a massive industry, isn't it?
Definitely. Like over 80% of men will experience hair loss by the age of 50. So, it's a massive industry, and over 50% of women will experience hair loss. And it's certain things that we can do and recommend to help slow things down, or even just to help mask the issues. But then
Can you actually stop hair loss?
Depending on the cause of the hair loss, not... And that's the thing about with trichology as well. You cannot promise to have any results. It's different from person to person. Some things work better on one person as it would on another person. Same like with any type of, even an illness, like certain medications will work better on someone than what it would on another person.
Yeah.
And some people would have side effects on that medication different to another person.
So I think that there's, from what I understand, there's certain reasons why someone would have hair loss.
Yeah.
And is there a way to reverse the genetic reason as to why?
Well, that's what trichology is all about, trying
Right.
to research, and there's constantly people working, doing research and looking at different solutions.
What I see on the underground on the Piccadilly line every day is there's one advert of this guy who doesn't have any hair, and
Yeah.
then next to it he has hair again, which
Yeah.
is a great advert.
But they're implants,
But-
aren't they?
yeah,
That's the
exactly.
Belgravia Centre.
That's it. It's the Belgravia.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that what
c-
you've seen?
No, because they're like they're always everywhere, aren't they?
It's
The Belgravia Centre.
one, right?
Yeah.
And I just think, but that's not the hair follicles will recede for X amount of reasons, right? But is there, because you're an expert on it, is there a way that you can reverse that or mitigate that?
Yeah, well, I'm a studying trichologist, though I'm still studying. For me, I like a lot more natural remedies. A lot of products that I work with are all naturally derived. When it comes to hair transplants, I think they do look fabulous on a lot of people. But, you know, if they're having the hairline done, I'm like, don't want to go too geeky on everyone. If they're having the hairline done, it's normally because you start receding around the hairline.
Right.
And then it will continue on going further back. So some of these transplants that they're doing, and I know they're modifying them all the time, so you know there's probably brought out another one since this, but they take follicles from the back of the head and insert it around the
is that
front
what
of
they
the
do?
head. Yeah.
It's like the new version of what was it when people used to have a fake hair on their head? What was that called?
Yeah, so
Like
so anyway, I think so. That's trichology, right? In terms of so that the
Yeah,
hair-
I know there's another word that you're thinking of. A wig. Maybe
It's like the new version of a wig, right? Because people have those
a toupee.
yeah, a toupee, and yeah, there is some really good.
Do you
wigs that
think
they've
Do you
put
think
out
Donald
now.
Trump's hair is real?
Well, we've seen a picture of him recently, and it looked like he had some fluorescent hair colour on there. I don't know if it was a light thing, but
he did the ice bucket challenge, and so you could see what his hair was like when he was wet. And there's a video you can YouTube Donald Trump ice bucket challenge, and he has wet hair,
Should you have a look at it?
and it just looks like
Where's my
someone
phone?
as talented and creative as you has been approached by Donald Trump, and he's gone, "Can you please make it look like I have a full head of hair?"
Oh,
and then
God.
you've had to spend about 14 hours every morning being with hairspray and everything else.
Have you seen it?
I think I'd love to give Donald Trump a haircut, to be honest, and maybe a little bit of colour and some conceal in there to mask certain areas. I think we could do a lot more for him than how he's currently looking right
Well,
now.
I've
I think there's a lot we could do for him.
I've got a good game we can play, right? So how about we just basically look at people's hair and ask you what you do to it, yeah? But hold on, let's look at what Donald Trump's doing here.
I've been called out by everybody for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Homer Simpson, Mike Tyson, Vince McMahon, like everybody's going crazy over this
You
thing.
can see.
He's got Miss Universe and Miss USA next to him.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's what a normal, non-creepy guy would do, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get them to pour the water over it.
That's what a secure man would put in his YouTube video. He'd get Miss Universe to stand to the left and to the right of him.
Yeah. I could see you guys doing an ice bucket challenge on Antonio Talks one day. Maybe that we can have that as some
Someone asked me if
content.
I wanted to do it.
Really?
We need to do it outside.
The whole
Oh,
point-
here. Oh, he even gives it a good brush back.
He does have hair.
He does have hair.
Yeah.
He does have hair. What do you think of that? What do you think of Donald Trump's hair?
I probably would maybe change the tone of the colour slightly.
Why?
So that it
Of his
looks
skin or his hair?
of his hair, so then it looks like he has hair a little bit more, because the hair, like you say, it's hard to
Let's
see.
just be real, right? He doesn't. He's nearly 80 years old.
hold on.
He's lost his hair,
And then
and
what
he's holding on
about
to that better than anyone else has ever done.
Well,
what would you do to Obama?
I think he's got a good hairline.
I mean,
He looks good.
If you want to make Obama's hairline better, just don't make him president for 8 years, because that's what happens to every president.
Would you colour it? Would you put some Just for Men in there?
No, I think Silver Fox looks good.
Yeah? Alright, and let's have a look here. What would you do to... So let's just look at...
What do you think of Boris Johnson's hair?
Um,
Yeah, he's taking tips from Donald Trump.
What do you...
I can't. Oh yeah, Boris Johnson. I would love to give him a haircut. I would love to groom him up a little bit, and yeah.
What would you do to it?
Well, I think the reason why he has it framed around his face like these, maybe it's because he has some sort of insecurities. So whenever I do a haircut, you've got to look at what suits them, because it's fair enough me saying and giving my professional recommendation, but I need to understand my client and how they feel. And as long as they feel good, they'll wear it better at the same time.
And what do you think this haircut will ever come back? This Rod Stewart? No, just so.
I'm sure Rod Stewart still has that haircut. Oh, I love a bit of Rodders though.
But do you think that would come back?
I seen something recently actually saying about the mullet coming back, making a comeback, but in a modern way. So yeah,
It's because of Stranger
I don't
Things,
think
isn't
it ever went.
Yeah,
Because of Stranger Things, yeah,
right?
exactly.
And they all had
I
mullets.
know, why did the mullet ever go? Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake.
The mullet to me just always looked like laziness. It
Yeah.
looked like someone who just couldn't be bothered to cut their hair.
Well, maybe it looks like somebody that couldn't decide whether they wanted long or short, so they went for both.
Well, people would see my face, but I'm going to keep it longer than that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it is a bit weird, isn't it? It's a strange
Would you
haircut.
colour your hair if it went
I
grey?
used to colour my hair.
Oh god, yeah, Tony's had some amazing,
Some amazing hairstyles, yeah.
some wowzers.
I remember I used to cut my own hair right once, and basically, so I'm there, I'm trimming my own hair. You know, I'm using the clippers, right? Clippering it at the back. I'm cracking on. Obviously, it was always uneven because I just couldn't fucking see the back, right? But I was clippering it anyway. I was doing it and keeping the top really long, and then because I put gel on it, it wouldn't even matter because obviously you just fucking brush it back. Anyway, so I'm there, and then I take the guard off the clippers, so it goes straight down to like to nothing.
Zero, right?
Yeah, to zero. And then obviously I just do the sideburns, and then I'm like, oh, I see a little bit there. And I fucking forget to put the guard on. And I went,
Right.
Oh,
and
no.
literally-
Committed to it, right? Then you've got to do the whole thing.
no,
like
then
that.
I had to go to the fucking the what do you call it, the barbers, and obviously I went in and they knew exactly what had happened. I said that my mate had fucking done it to me while I was
Is that what you
asleep.
said? Oh, my mate did it. to
Yeah,
me.
but he knew. He was
And
like,
you're looking
yeah.
at you like, yeah, we've seen this before.
And then after that, this was in 2009, and then you'd think I'd learned from that, and you'd think, 10, 12 years later,
Did it again?
I did it 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh no! Oh no!
I literally did
You
it
got a
to
haircut 2 weeks ago.
No, it's not why I got a haircut, because I get my hair cut. You know, you have to get your hair, it grows. Did you know that? The expert here will tell you it grows.
How regularly did you guys get your hair cut
I'm
though?
aware of that, but also I've never accidentally
Well,
cut my hair that
I
short.
was getting my hair cut every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then,
Do you do it yourself?
no, I try to do it every 3 weeks now.
Well, actually, like before and in the past sort of probably more like 6 years, like most guys, we would recommend to have your hair cut once every 4 to 6 weeks. But nowadays, barbering.
But your brother gets it every week, doesn't he?
Yeah. And my
Religiously.
little boy as
A lot
well,
of
every
people do
week.
now. A lot of people
Yeah,
every week.
and that's why, like in the barber, like the men's grooming and gents hair cutting industry, like it has really increased in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And because, like, for most men, if you like your haircut on that day one that you've had your hair cut,
You won't
you
say
like the
that,
look.
right?
Yeah. So within a week, when it's shorter, you notice the difference, like,
Yeah.
and the way it will sit around your face.
No, I know, I do
So,
too. I actually love getting my hair cut, but I'm just busy. I just can't be bothered to sit there for an hour.
You got your hair cut like once a week.
No, I'd love to. I'd fucking love to. But it's just, I just can't be bothered to go sit there for an
Yeah.
hour.
That's why you need
45.
not your ordinary to come into the
Also-
office and do some
Exactly.
haircut.
That's right. Yeah. So actually, let's talk about it. So not your ordinary. This is your company.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what is not your ordinary then.
So it's not your ordinary, and it could be not your ordinary anything. I'm not your ordinary stylist, but we have not your ordinary pop-up salon as well. So basically, it's a group of talented individuals, independent hairstylists and makeup artists, and actually some even salon owners are part of it as well. And it's a way of taking yourself out of the salon, or if you're an independent stylist working mobile, allowing yourself to become part of a group of people who all have a good vision, good ambition, and make you feel part of a team. And then we basically travel to different locations for different occasions. So you could invite us in here, and we could come in and do hair, makeup.
See, I think there's a huge business for this. I've told you this before, that so basically, like all the well-being shit that's going on now in the corporate world, yeah, out there, everyone's talking about well-being, and they're getting fucking yoga people coming to the office, flu vaccines,
They do that
all that shit, yeah.
religiously.
Well, wouldn't it be? What if you had a Friday a month where you could just go get your hair cut? Do you know what I mean? In the office, you see, you had a pop up like this organisation come to your office, load of people. You go there, just stop in, get your hair cut. It's free. Do you know what I mean? For you, obviously, it's not free for the business. The business has to pay them. But that would fucking clean up in London, wouldn't it?
Do you have corporate clients right now?
No, they don't. Do you?
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
We do.
And if people want to
Who's your corporate clients?
Well, we've got a few locations in Milton Keynes.
Amazing.
Yeah, not any really based in
Do you
London.
go there
Only
once
you
a
guys
month?
when we've come in and done
Yeah.
it.
And if people watching or listening wanted to find your company, what would they search?
So you can find us on Instagram at Not Your Ordinary Pop-Up Salon or Not Your Ordinary Salon. Or myself, you can contact
You would
us on
fucking clean
Facebook.
up in London. You know, like just out there's offices full of people, and there's stupid money in London. And I think like it's what a perk as well. You know, oh yeah, you get your hair cut once a month or once every 2 weeks here. You know what I mean? That's actually a fucking perk.
Yeah, definitely. And also, when people look good, they feel better. When they feel better, they perform better in the office.
Yeah.
So that was, that's our when we approached companies.
That's why your performance is so shit then.
My performance is always amazing. Imagine if I had that by you.
Yeah.
How great that'd be.
Absolutely.
Linus, you're quite funny about getting your hair cut, aren't you? I remember you were really loving life when you come back off the Christmas break because your mum did your hair. And I'm not
Is your
saying...
mum a hairdresser?
No, but
No.
she's the only one who knows how to do his hair.
She does my dad's hair as well.
Oh, really?
I have a lot of experiences where hairdressers have horribly fucked it up. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like hiding in the car on the way home, and my mom had to fix it afterwards when we got home. Like, she knows how to do, like, she's not trained at all, but like she just kind of learned it over the years of
Yeah, well, you've got a lot of hair, I can see.
Yeah, it grows out fast. And
Yeah.
Like, and I don't get it cut nearly often enough. I'm like, it would be cool to have that fresh face.
Yeah, isn't it? Because it does feel nice, doesn't it?
Fucking long, and it's like I have to wear hats because it's falling on my face. And shit.
My issue was always that I go to a hairdresser's and I hate the haircut. And I eventually found one in Harrow.
Yeah.
Cut my hair really well, and I just stuck with them for years.
Yeah.
Then I moved the other side of London, and it took me 3 or 4 different times to find a hairdresser that I enjoyed.
It's hard though.
Definitely.
It's difficult.
We are. We're hard to come by.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what do you guys do when you get a bad haircut and they say, oh, do you tell them or do you say, no, I love it? I'm just like, yeah, it looks great. Inside, I'm like, you fucked up my hair.
I can't bring myself to say I dislike it because what they're going to do, because it's normally because they've cut too much off, and then what they're going to do? Can you put some more back? Like there's nothing going to change.
Yeah.
Like if it's a woman's haircut and they've cut it in the wrong way,
Yeah.
they can ask, can you cut it in a different style, please? No, I've just had too much hair cut off. Well, I'm stuck with this.
Just wait till it grows.
Until it grows out, until I see Antonio and he talks about how I'm losing my hair.
So when you're when you're doing your consulting and you're out there in the market and you're going to salons, what are you talking about?
Well, just thinking about what you guys were just saying there, like when you're actually talking to clients as a stylist, it's important to ask the right consultation questions. And like they normally, like, how long do you think a consultation lasts?
5 minutes.
When you go to a salon,
Let's say an hour.
an hour. So do you have an
That's a
hour
long time,
consulting
isn't it?
before you get your hair
If I
done?
was coming to you, a professional and I knew that I was going to some, not just a barber's. And I knew
But dude, then you just spend all your time in consultations because then you let's say you have 9 walk-ins. Oh yeah, fucking, and then you wouldn't get any hair done.
Well, actually,
You love giving stuff away for free, didn't you?
Listen,
But
CEO.
actually, you're closer to the right answer because they normally say the consultation should last the whole appointment. So the consultation should last the whole appointment. You should be constantly consulting, and in the initial. Sorry, I tend to make up words.
It's all right.
In the initial.
Additional, sure.
In the initial consultation, I always say you've got 2 ears for listening and 1 mouth for speaking. So you're taking all the information in.
What sort of questions do you ask? So a guy sits down in a chair.
Yeah.
Or a girl sits down in a chair.
Yeah.
What question do you ask about what they want?
Okay, so one question what we definitely don't ask and what we recommend with stylists not to ask is, or say, are we doing the same again? Like, that is never said because you've just closed the whole experience. You've closed the whole, like, in your land, in your world, the whole sale.
Yeah.
So, I
Question.
I ask certain questions depending whether it's a new client or returning client.
So let's say I sat down in your salon.
Yeah, and you are a returning client.
A new client.
A new client. Okay, so if you sat down, I'd sit down with you and we would start talking about your hair and how you feel about your hair at the moment. And I would ask on a scale of 1 to 10, how you feel about your hair today.
And I'd respond.
How do you feel about it? Your
I'd
hair?
respond with-
No, that's a genuine question.
No, I'm going to answer.
Give him a chance, Tony.
And I'd respond with, well, the last time I got my hair cut, Carly, the last time I got my hair cut, I went to work the next day, and all that I got told was from my CEO that I'm losing my hair.
Okay.
So
It's a true story.
What can we do about this?
It's a true story. Last time he got his hair cut,
We've got two avenues.
I told him his hair was
Okay.
thinning. I was
Right.
like, you're thinning on the top, geez.
Were
said
you
that he- I
recommending
said-
hero products, are you? Did you recommend him
No,
for
I
Hero?
didn't, but I should, yeah.
I told Tony he looked bloated once, and he spent the next week telling me I was losing my hair. So say I came to him and I said, well, I've
I was
got
just
a bit-
retaining a lot of water weight that day.
But you know, I do have, and you know, my other half, my partner, my girlfriend has said this to me as well, that when I get my hair cut at a certain place, it looks like I've, you know, losing my hair.
Okay, so
From
Let me
the-
see. Put your head down.
Right, I'm going to do this for Carly.
okay.
Yeah, geezer, you are
Oh my
thinning.
god. Can I just do something? Where is my bag? I'm going to solve this situation right now. Where's
Right,
my
go
bag?
on.
Is my bag down there?
Geezer, you are
Look what I have
thinning.
made. No, but
bag's-
it's okay. Can you pass me
Is
that?
that me losing my hair?
Can you pass it up? Right, you need to see this baby. I swear to God, this is going to change.
Did you bring my hero product?
It's in the post.
Oh, cool. No.
I really didn't want this to be the outcome.
he literally
Wait
did
there.
not want that to be the outcome. Now he's thinning.
Full segment on the show, right?
No, wait there. I just need to
Look
find
at his face.
this. 1 second.
Can you hear him, by the way?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's better to be closer. Maybe if you put it in between you.
Try and get closer, Neil.
In my
So,
closer in my outrage.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, you got to
Oh,
got to
wait
accept
there.
it,
I'm
Geez.
just
You just what you need to do is go 0. Just shave it all off.
No, he doesn't.
I'm going to defer to the expert here, Carly.
Oh, wait there. I'm going to find something
What are you
in a
looking
minute.
for? A clip?
So basically, no, it's the
A
powder.
toupee?
It's a
It's the powder that you put on, and it will conceal the area. But some of these powders, though, can cause hair loss. So
great.
I recommend, and dry shampoos actually cause hair loss. But the
Carly,
ones.
what I need you to say is, don't worry, it doesn't look like you're losing your hair at all. That's what I need to say.
Anyway,
But-
we'll do it at the end. We'll do it at the end. Don't worry. We don't need to
The
do it
one
now.
that we have, it's based in aloe and it actually treats the hair and scalp at the same time. But oh my god, it's so good. So no, on a serious note, if you were to sit down and say that you felt like you were like on a scale of 1 to 10,
Felt like.
My
And
CEO,
feel like-
my CEO is making me feel like an asshole.
and you feel like you're losing your hair in that area, and some guys wouldn't maybe say it straight away because it can be a subject that they're not completely comfortable with until they get to
My
build
ideal
that relationship.
hairdresser is someone who says, I don't really like speaking to people while I cut their hair.
Oh, okay, that's one of
Yeah.
our lines as
When-
well.
when
That's
I-
one of our
I
lines.
love that.
If
I
sit
love that.
down,
Yeah.
right, and the guy tries to do small talk, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not. I genuinely I don't care about your daughter's like prom. I really don't. I don't care about your son's.
There's
Yeah.
this barbers I go to, and it's like in Essex. It's proper like lads, yeah. And when you go in there, it's all like banter. They're saying the same jokes every week, every day. Every time I go in there, saying the same jokes to each other. I think they must get bored of it. Like, oh your mum, this. It makes you feel so demasculinated. Demasculinated.
He's making up words as well
Demasculated.
now.
I'm just making up words. This is runs in the family.
Yeah.
Less of a man.
Did you guys know we were cousins, by the way?
You too.
Did I intro Carly as my cousin?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. So basically, when we find out on a scale of 1 to 10 how you feel, and then we look at how we can improve
Scale of
that.
1 to 10, how upset are you?
About
About your bald spot on the back of your
But
head
the
that you
reason-
didn't know you had. You told your CEO that he was a bit bloated one day and he spent the next month.
And then he got. What if this is actually conspiracy? The only reason I got Carly in here was to tell you were bald.
Well, the moment
You're
you said that, I'm
balding.
getting Carly, I said, what does Carly do? And you said trichology, and I said, what's that? That sounds like bullshit.
Oh my
And then you said,
God.
well, hair stuff, and I went, this is a conspiracy.
You're giving him a complex,
It's just to make him feel.
You're giving him a complex.
No, like just an FYI, guys. Yeah,
You're
all
giving
right.
me a complex. I put my head down, but I've got something to fix that. That's not.
No, but I wouldn't do that.
That's not you going, that's Antonio taking the piss. I said, you've definitely got a goddamn issue. We're going to fix this immediately. Get my bag. I'm going to go to my deepest, darkest places in my bag. Get my other bag, get my third bag. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go to the real important stuff to get that fixed.
Oh my god, no, but
And
it's so good
well, you
to
said
show
it was a
you.
powder. And then you said, well, there's just this powder that makes you look less like you're bald. It wasn't even.
These aren't peaking, are they?
I mean, I imagine that was.
Potentially slightly.
But,
Slightly, okay. Let's
yeah.
just try and keep the
Sorry.
voice
Oh
down
god,
a bit.
sorry for getting overexcited. But
No, that is funny.
no, but
So just to clarify and to go back to this all, Neil,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with your hair.
No, like
say
you
that
just
and we'll
need
carry
to,
on.
when you get it cut, definitely make sure that you highlight that issue. But so many times people don't listen, and I hear it all the time. And
This is my favourite show. I love this. Yeah, just an FYI though. Yeah, Neil, I am your boss, but I'm also we're also best mates. So it's not like I'll just get you in here just to rip on you.
But you have got good hair,
No,
Neil.
As
You-
if you're not enjoying it.
I'm loving it right now.
I've never seen you so happy.
Anyway,
I
so
just said it was the best show.
Linus, you say that about every podcast.
so
But you have got good hair. Really
Carly,
good. And
I
like
was
the way
chatting to
you
It's
cut
too
it.
hold
late,
on,
it's
guys.
too late.
Right, let's move on from that now. Anyway, I was saying to I was chatting to I was chatting to a client the other day. And they're in the hair industry too, and basically they were talking about how there's limited amount of people going into the industry now. Do you think? Are you noticing that your side too?
I would actually say maybe not limited people going into the industry, but maybe the retaining them in the industry is where the issue is. Because people will go into the industry and over 50% drop out like before they've finished the MVQ, and then some people even finish
Before
the
they finish the MVQ?
Yeah.
Do you think that's because of salaries?
I,
I've got one friend who, from years ago,
Yeah.
you know, he was a trainee, hairdresser, earning like less than minimum wage. Do you think that's part of the reason why?
well, I think with apprenticeships, like they're getting paid for that, whereas some people are going off to college and not getting anything. So I wouldn't say it's because of that, but I think it's what the problem is they're not getting into the right salon for them, and because there is so many amazing salons out there, but there are also some that are equally not as good. So they need to have that support around them, and a good it's about having, what's the word I'm looking for, like work ethics,
Culture.
a good culture, that's the word, that's what I'm thinking, and having that good culture. And once they are in there and once they do qualify, that's when they're going to need even more support,
Yeah.
because the way that you learn in hairdressing is by getting it wrong, and I'm sure it's the same in a lot of other industries as well.
And I think that, personally, and I'm sure you agree with this, Antonio, and you, Linus, I will happily pay, I never admit it to a group of my male friends, I never admit this out loud, but I'd happily pay a little bit more for a haircut that I knew was good.
Yeah.
Like, £5-10
Definitely.
more somewhere for a haircut that I knew was good.
Yeah.
That was good, rather than pay for
Definitely.
something that was.
And sometimes, like most places, you should be able to get a good haircut nowadays, but a lot of the time, it's the experience that you're paying for as well. Like somebody can pay £10 for a
I think
haircut.
Some hairdressing places have taken this too far, because then they offer you a glass of wine or a beer, and they wash your hair and that kind of stuff. I feel like that's a good idea. They're going down the right route with that in terms of customer experience.
Yeah.
But it's a bit too much. It's almost like bribery at that point, isn't it? So come to this hairdresser.
No, not at
I
all, because it's
think-
part of the experience, isn't it? Like, that's like saying when you go into a restaurant and they give you bread at the start, if like fine dining, or it's almost as if it's bribery.
Yeah, but if they
No, it's just they're giving you bread just to keep you going. It's nice.
Agreed, which is fine. But if they gave you 3 free starters before you got into your...
Some do. Some give you what they call them vol-au-vents.
And then...
Or what do you call them? Petit fours or some shit like that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, one thing that we
Which
like.
one would you like me to correct?
Anyone.
But if you there's a point where that amount of free stuff before you get to what you've ordered is too much.
But why are you moaning about free stuff? You sound like a granddad right now. You're like, that free stuff.
So one
Fuck's sake,
thing-
you're giving me too much free
To
stuff.
get your way around that, like,
Just say no.
When
No, I'm alright, I don't
want
wanna drink.
You ask them, and we've got many different ways of working. You can ask them what experience are you looking for today? Are you looking for an energizing experience or a relaxing experience?
Awesome.
But let's say for instance you're like, are you looking for an energizing experience? Does that mean you have to be like, come on, let's go?
You give her a shot of Red Bull and do a bit of yoga.
Well,
I can actually imagine you doing that. That's the thing.
well, there's ways around it, and I don't want to give all our tips and secrets away because that's what our education is for. But there will be methods towards more of an energizing experience. like drinks that you can offer, essences that you can have in the room.
A
Music
line
that
of
you're
gear
playing.
on the table.
Oh God! Or if it's a relaxing experience.
Energizing.
Relaxing, blunt.
9 a.m. in the morning haircut. So I went to a hairdresser's once in New York. I lived there for a year, and I went in and they said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm really hungover." But it was a Russian run, like hairdressers, and they just went immediately to the fridge, got a bottle of vodka out, poured me a shot.
Oh
of
my
vodka.
God.
Not just for me, but for him and everyone else who worked there as well. It was 9:30 in the morning by this point. Poured everyone a shot
Oh
of
my
vodka.
God.
Went like Nostravia or whatever.
I can see where he went with it's too far now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But after your experience, I think you've been
looking at
scarred,
him like,
Neil.
are you sure you're not supposed to be doing this shot? You're about to cut my hair anyway. Don't worry about it. I'll hide that ball.
I think I can understand.
I'm glad that we don't run hair salons. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah,
take with that what you want, Neil.
Take with that what you
Take
will.
with
That's
that
the
what
phrase.
you want.
Sure.
I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I'd failed all my GCSEs.
I don't know. I'll happily correct you every
Yeah.
time you're wrong.
Anyway, so Carly, as you were saying, so you're not noticing people leaving the industry, or you're not noticing people not entering the industry. They're just leaving it too soon.
Yeah, like trying to retain them in the industry.
What about? Are you noticing a trend in home hairdressers?
Absolutely. So that's where it is as well. Like some salons are struggling to find staff or the right staff because a lot of people are going independent. In fact, the last time I checked the statistics, it was about 67 people. 67%.
67 people. That's a fucking lot.
Oh yeah, I've got their names here.
I rang all of them in the UK. Turns out 60.
Jenny, she's doing really well. She earned $1,000 last week.
Got Jenny, we've got Becca, all of them.
No, so yeah, 67% of the
Are
industry.
going independent and going to people's houses. That's
Yeah.
what you're saying, right?
And do you also think
But-
nutrition might be to do with the fact that predominantly the hairdressing industry is female dominated, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that a lot of attrition's happening because people are going away and having children or making those lifestyle
people have always
decisions?
had babies.
Yeah, but I'm.
But no.
Yeah, of course.
I know, no, good,
That's
valid
true.
point.
People
Valid
have
point.
always had babies.
Valid
We'll write that
point.
down.
But what I'm saying is, if that,
No,
but that's probably been, but yeah, they always are having babies, absolutely. But I'm just questioning
Yeah,
if
no,
this.
definitely. I think there's a big trend of people that are going self-employed, independent, but it isn't for everybody because it isn't what people think it is. It's very hard being your own boss and running your own column, and not only when you're employed, you get your holidays, you get sick pay. You've got your column all there. You just
All those
turn up.
benefits, right?
Yeah,
Is there an Uber of
exactly.
hairdressing right now?
Yeah, it's Treatwell.
Okay, there is.
They're called Treatwell. Have you seen it? Heard
Well,
them?
It's a bit like not your ordinary, but it's.
Yeah, but no, but Treatwell is like you could just go there, book a not Treatwell, it's another one, but it's book an independent.
But there is an
Yeah.
Uber of hairdressing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. You could book an independent person in that area.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep the quality control when it's like that as well.
But can't you, if you had an app that...
But this is what Carly wants to do: is create an app where you could just book it in.
It sounds like there's a
But I'm
gap in
telling you,
the
this
market there.
corporate stuff, guys. Anyone listening to this out there who runs, who predominantly HR people would be listening to this anyway, who are in HR and you want those perks, get people to get their fucking haircut.
So
I
it's like
swear
the
to God.
people-
And this girl was the best one at it.
The people that you should approach about this are the banks, the finance firms, and the law firms in Canary Wharf, because they've
Okay.
all got in-house dentists. They've
They've
all
all
got
got
in-house.
hair.
They've all in-house everything, which is supposed to be a perk, but it's basically so that no one ever has to leave the office.
Oh wow, yeah.
There's even be like if they go on a mad bender the night before,
There's
like,
IV.
treatment. You go in the morning, 8 a.m. You get an IV in your arm,
Yeah, but we're
fucking
not
right
supposed
as
to say
rain.
that out loud, are we? Because no one's supposed to know about it.
Yeah, but no one's. We can say what we want on this show because this is what this
Round
show's
the
about.
corner outside the office.
Why have you
No one's
been?
supposed to-
No, never been,
no
never
one's
been.
supposed
I'd love
know
to.
about it.
You know when you're really hungover one day, you're just like,
Is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one's supposed to know about it. It's not. That's not in the office. Like the dentist.
that's not a perk. They wouldn't put that in.
So it's in Canary Wharf. They
Well,
have
no. Let's not say any names.
name
We're gonna have to
drop.
block out that
I'll
100%.
censor it.
at law firms. at
Censor whatever, you
At
can say
law
all the names,
firms
I'll censor them
in
all.
Canary Wharf, they will have
At
in-house
certain law
At
firms.
some companies in Canary Wharf, they'll have in-house doctors, so that you can't say, "Oh, I have to take half a day off to go to the doctor," right? But what you're talking about is not allowed
But
within the office.
IV with what? Is it like detoxing?
Just saline.
Saline. So it's obviously
What does this saline transfusion do to you?
no.
What alcohol level related?
Yeah, we'll do.
A saline is just a.
He's so funny. You get Neil on the show, you give him about half an hour to warm up, and he starts saying,
I forget,
he
I
starts.
forget that I'm projecting to the world. It's just
What do you, Carly? What do you think of this show? Like, did you think it's a bit different than you expected for us the way we operate it?
Yeah, like, you know, I really wanted to say certain content, but
What do you want to say? What do you want to talk about?
nothing, it's fine. But no, it's really good, and I think no, it's fine. It's
What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about some stuff.
No, I didn't know what.
Did
to
you watch-
expect.
did you watch-
didn't give me any like.
Did you watch any of these shows before?
Yeah, I have done. Yeah,
What, all of them? The whole episodes?
not the whole episode.
Exactly, because that's.
That sounds like a lie. It's like, you know, when someone like a chat show host has someone on to promote their movie, and they say, "Did you watch the movie?" I saw it.
I love the
Which
bit
means
at
I
the
watched the trailer.
yeah.
I watched the trailer.
So.
I knew you were in it.
So Carly, you met because Carly was specifically, explicitly messaging me going, "Let's talk about this." I was like, "Carly, look, we don't plan these. We just chat away."
Yeah.
And but you did want to talk about, and I wanted to talk about this actually, about being an entrepreneur and being a parent as well. So
Yeah.
you know, how do you find you're juggling entrepreneurship with being a parent? Because as you know, we're parents. These two aren't. They will be one day. Neil's probably got a few running out there anyway. No, so we
She'll kill me.
keep that out there. So we obviously work a lot.
Yeah.
How do you juggle? Because I see obviously your Instagram and whatnot, and obviously I speak to you a lot, and you're always making sure you're with Trey, you're cooking home cooked meals for him. You're really fresh, lovely stuff. You seem like to be a bit of a superwoman in that regard.
Oh, thank
do you know
you,
what I mean?
Sonia.
So it's
That's a
really
nice
nice
thing
to
to
see. So how do you juggle that? Because it's
Yeah.
super difficult, right?
I know, like, you must fully understand because you've got Leonardo and Alaska as well, and you're a great dad, great role model, and I've even said as well, like we love it when we come and spend time, and
Thank you.
we spend a lot of family time, which is so important, and it's always been very important to me. But also, it's important for your children to see, you working hard and grafting, and knowing that things in life don't come for free as well.
Yeah.
And that's so
To see their
important.
mother, working.
Keep us for
Yeah,
a bit.
definitely.
I think that's super, super important. Right?
Yeah.
And I completely agree with that.
Because if they think that you get things for nothing, then
Yeah.
that will be their outlook.
They'll be little
in
shits
life.
when they're older, wouldn't they? I think that's right. But the thing is, when we were younger, our kids have got a lot more than we had when we were younger, innit? Do you not think?
Yeah, definitely.
So I think, but equally, that does concern me because, our parents, our mums specifically, fucking mentalists, weren't they?
Are we going there?
Exactly, we're going there. No, they are. They're like, they're amazing people, but they're just like, they're no filter, like no filter. The C word is dropped every 2 minutes.
The C bomb.
The C bomb. I'm not talking the car bomb. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking the C bomb. Do you know what I mean?
No, I'm not allowed to swear in front of them. Genuinely, I'm not allowed to.
No, but we don't drop it, obviously. Although we used to have swearing, Matt. Remember the swearing fights we used to have?
Oh, yeah.
They used to be able to just swear like for 5 minutes.
Yeah. No,
So
about 1 minute.
1 minute, exactly.
I've got my nephews
Like, you
right now
fucking-
who are like trying their luck.
Yeah.
I've got my nephews right now that they're trying their luck to see if they can how much they can swear.
Well,
Yeah.
the point
I
I'm trying
swear.
to make,
Yeah.
is that I feel like we feared our parents. Do you know what I mean? We feared them, so we didn't do shit wrong.
Because
do you know what I
we
mean?
were scared about what would happen if we
But
did.
I think obviously Leo's a good little boy. Alaska's a great little girl. Trey's a brilliant little boy, but I do think that they've got it too good. I think our kids have got it too good. I feel like they're a bit too privileged. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want. My biggest fear is, let's say when this company is like, worth billions. My biggest fear is Leo going out to market and going, yeah, that's my money. It's not
Yeah.
your fucking money. That's my money, bro.
Yeah.
Do you feel
Like, you got to work for that, dude.
do you
it's
feel
where you-
like I feel
Although he could say, well, you used my name.
I feel like
And I'm like, yeah, well, to be fair, I've got to pay you your rights for that.
I feel like the best example.
He could sue me,
is
couldn't he?
You would never have said to your dad like something like that. You never said that because you were scared to, right? Leo would never said it to you, not because he's scared, but because he respects you, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's the difference in those two generations.
It's the culture again. It comes down culture in business, culture in life, and I think it's the way you bring them up. And we bring them up where they get nice things, they have nice holidays. But also the sacrifices as well, because there are times when I have to work late or I have to go away, and that's I.
Do you
have
feel
to
guilty
sacrifice.
about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. No matter what you do, you feel guilty.
Yeah, of course you always do. Yeah.
So you do, but and then when we are together, but again, it's that culture. If you're worried about how they're going to be, they're going to make them into a brat as they grow up,
Yeah.
But as long as you bring them up knowing, to always be kind, like I would say to Trey, be kind, be kind, be kind. We have our little sayings that we say when he goes to school in the morning. Find solutions, not problems, and,
That's what I say to my team.
sharing is caring.
Yes, solutions
So,
are problems.
yeah.
I'm not hearing a problem.
And this is what I do at
Yeah.
work with hairstylists, but I put that culture into me and Trey. So and then
Yeah.
he knows when he's being kind, or if somebody's upset.
Isn't it
or
nice?
sad.
Isn't it nice when you sort of teach them a lesson, and like say for instance, Leo was getting really frustrated that he couldn't do something straight away, and he was really like, oh God, no, really. I was like, Leo, you're not going to be able to do something straight away. It's impossible. I said, like, you got to practice. And I was like, practice makes perfect. I was like,
Yeah.
and I just kept saying it to him. And I was like, what does practice make? He's like, perfect.
Yeah.
And now everything he tries to do, so he just tried to start. He's tried to start whistling 2 weeks ago. Now he can whistle, but at first he's like,
Yeah.
now he's like.
But but I think that's a bit of you, isn't it? It's I want this now. The impatience, in the impatience.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with the desire to want, but you've got to understand that everything takes a process. Everything's a process. And,
trying to teach a child to, like, for example, when they go to school, to teach them to do maths.
But then the opposite of that equally is also, let's say for instance, when your child starts to walk, or they're learning to walk, they get up, they fall on their ass the first time. Obviously, it happens.
Yeah.
You won't go, well, fuck, you fucked it then. You're fucked.
You know what?
You're done. You're done.
Never walking again.
You're never walking again.
You're never walking again. Here's a wheelchair.
What you do, you keep encouraging them. Do you know what I mean? Keep going, keep
Yeah.
going, keep going until they do, and that's the same in business as well.
And
And a
like
lot of
riding a
people,
bike,
fall on their ass, and they'll fall maybe the second time they're alright, but then they'll fall the fourth time, and then they give up. But at the end of the day, it's learning to walk, isn't it? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is what business is.
Like riding a bike. That's
Life is the same.
It's
Life is the
like
same.
Riding a bike, the first 4 times you fall on your arse, right?
Yeah.
You hurt yourself, but you keep going, and then eventually it becomes second nature to you.
Definitely.
And you
And
have
it's-
to-
you never forget it either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when I used to train salespeople, I used to say that to
I'm
them,
just gonna go to the
that
bathroom.
the more phone calls that you make,
Yeah.
the more times you mess up, the more times that you I'm not even going to try and pass that off. Yeah, riding a bike. Yeah, so that's why when I was teaching salespeople,
Yeah.
it was you're going to only get better by practicing, and by fucking up. You're going to fuck up, and you're going to mess up, and you're going to mess up, and it's every time that you mess up, tell me why you messed up. What
Yeah.
was it that you did wrong?
Yeah.
And then I said, well, this is what you should have said. Okay, great. Next time I'll say that.
Yeah.
And they'll say that next time, and then they'll go, well, there was this other objection. Okay, great. We'll say this next time. You only get good at something, and this 10,000 hour thing to be an expert is bullshit, by the way. Someone just made that figure up. It's just a made up sort of phrase.
Yeah.
But the more that you practice at something, it's more about the amount of times you've failed
Yeah.
is more important than how much you want to do the what you're trying to do or achieve or anything else.
Yeah, definitely.
The amount
Like
of times
fail your way to success.
Failure is the best teacher.
Like how many times did Dyson, was it Mark Dyson? Is that his name? He made, I think, over like 5,000, well that's probably a bit extreme, but about 4,000 electricals that didn't make it until he made it. First Dyson.
There's a few things about Dyson.
So why are you not drinking today, Carly? You've still got a full beer there. What's happened?
Oh, it's still January.
Yeah. So
You
stay.
doing
Last day.
Yeah, it's last day.
Dry
Yeah.
January?
Yeah, well, throughout the weekend, maybe a glass of wine.
You've been doing dry January.
Well, yeah, apart from when I've had wine at weekends.
that was such a no answer, wasn't it? It was like, well, who do you know of mine?
Carly, we embrace our Rogan here at the Antonio Talks talk show.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we drink. But we don't. If you don't want to drink, you don't want to drink. But there's nothing else we can give you. There's no coffee or anything.
No water?
No water.
It's
No, there is
literally-
water.
Literally
Okay.
alcohol or nothing.
But we
Okay,
didn't.
what, on
We didn't get any.
Fridays or
Fridays, yeah.
Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's alcohol and nothing.
Really?
That's what we've got in the contract.
Is that where the creativity comes from?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
For about 20
so
minutes,
yeah, so you find, so you're to summarise your juggling of a parent and being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
What advice would you give people out there, you know, for when they have to be on the road, you know, but then they've also got a little one at home?
Yeah.
You know, how do they do that? How do they do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, lucky enough, I do have a really supportive family, and we all support each other. But and like we all help each other out when we can. But a lot of it, you know, I lived quite far away from my family at one point, and I would be working up north, but having to drive my little boy down south to then go back up north again and back, and it was a lot of running around. But it's about just trying, like, I am organised chaos. Like, even though people think, oh my God, I'm so unorganised sometimes when I'm rushing around to get to London. But, you know, there's so much going on, so much preparation in the background and, like, planning out almost, like, my year in advance. Knowing I'm going to be here, there. When, like, my son goes to his dad's every other weekend, you know, I will use that to make my longer days, if I need to travel away, more around that time.
Yeah.
So that is very important, just trying to like plan out your days, and then knowing when you do have that time together, making that your quality time. And that doesn't mean you have to go out and spend loads of money or do this, just, you know, going for nice walks together, and just knowing that you are their role model, but you do feel a lot more pressure, and it is hard. It's hard to perform well in your job and also be a great mum at the same time, and you're always going to feel guilty, but don't put yourself down. Be proud of achieving both things.
You have specific time that you spend with your child, right?
Yeah.
What would the decision making process be around, like, you know, I've just been asked to go and do this thing in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Right, but it's in the same time that I normally spend with my child.
Yeah.
Do you say, well, no, I can't do that?
Not all the time, because sometimes you need to make that sacrifice if it means there's going to be a greater gain at the end of it. But what it will mean is that I'll do something else with him, and maybe like when we do have another time, we'll go and do something maybe a little bit more special that time. Just because I would feel guilty, or I would maybe swap some other things around. So if I had to go and work somewhere on this day, I might cut another day shorter, because I work for myself. I can do that. So I can understand for people who don't work for themselves, but and then their schedule will probably always be the same. Normally, if you're employed, I don't know. Do you normally if you're employed, do you have a certain work schedule?
9 to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 till 5. No, there's hours, there's core hours, but it just depends on.
You wouldn't be told to go here or there at.
No, well, it depends.
Rarely. I mean, rarely. Yeah.
So.
But if you've got,
pros and
it
cons,
depends on what role you're in, right?
It does, but if we're talking about the majority of the population, then
yeah, rarely, yeah. I think, I think that's really great advice, and I can tell it's spoken from experience. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely, and also, like, some people talk about breakfast clubs, after school club, and you know, Trey goes 3 times a week normally, and you know, some people would judge on that, but it's. I have to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And some people understand, some people don't.
Yeah.
But if it means that he gets to have the things that he loves in life, and I get to take him away.
I mean, I don't. Anyone. I think anyone. Hold on. Anyone who. Yeah, exactly. I think you're going to say the same thing as me. Anyone who would judge against that, like, is a c word.
The people who don't.
I'd rather not say on here.
What I was going to say, like, what do you mean some people don't?
I mean, I just think, like, you know, you focus on your own life. Do you know what I mean? Like, why you look, and this is we talk about this a lot, actually. You know, this is the whole thing about social media and all that shit. Yeah. Is that people just don't judge someone unless you've walked in their moccasins. Do you know what I mean?
That's the quote, isn't it?
I think Jesus said that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just grab this cable really quick.
Cool. Yeah, don't judge someone unless you've walked in their moccasins. And I think there's a lot of people out there who judge other people, but ultimately, you know, what's right is right for you.
Definitely.
And you know what? I used to care a lot about what other people thought of me. Now I just don't even give a shit.
And since then, that's when, like, I've started seeing a lot more success happening. And, you know, I'm really lucky. I get to take Trey football and swimming every week. So some parents wouldn't be able to do that with their working hours. Then they have no choice but to send their children to after school club every day.
Exactly.
I can't remember who it was, but it was a very wealthy person said there's a very important reason why racehorses have blinders on.
Okay. This
They
sounds
have- they have
interesting. I want to
blinders on
know.
Because when horses are racing, it's not important what's going on to the left and to the right of them. Because if they can see what's going on to the left and to the right, their competitors, who it is, who's in front or behind, that's not important. What's important is what you're trying to do.
Oh,
So you
wow.
shouldn't worry about
You like that,
Love
don't you?
that, Neil.
what's going on.
Yeah.
What you're doing is important. Don't worry about what everyone else is saying.
Go on,
Yeah.
Neil.
What everyone's opinion is.
Yeah,
That's why racehorses
definitely.
have blinders on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of balancing parenting and work, I've got to go now, so I've got to leave to get to pick up the kids from school. So great to have you on the show, Kylie. If you
Thank
could leave
you.
anyone with a parting thought, what would it be?
A parting thought would be think big and then think even bigger.
Boomtown. Thank you so much. Great to have you on the show. Love you. Bye-bye. Enjoy that?